Good evening, this is Bruce and welcome to my shop Saturday evening. And yeah, we'll start off with a reminder for everybody that Stan's Summer Bash is on next month. And if you haven't booked, then now's the opportunity to do so. It's going to be a really good good turnout, I would think. And we've got lots and lots of videos been going up on us YouTube creators who have been receiving packages from Seco and Niagara Tools, and they're absolutely stunning what they've come up with. And if that's any way to gauge what's going to happen for the door prizes, etc., and what's going to be available at Stan's Bash, then you've got to get in there to win it. Basically, that's what you've got to do. You've got to be in it to win it. And I'm not a gambling man, but I think there's something for everybody out there, and you should just get behind this bash. It's fantastic. What I'm going to show you tonight is what I'm building a pallet for the mills, and I'm actually making this pallet that'll work on all three of my mills. And I thought, well, if I'm going to make it, I've got the small one, but I'll make a bigger one, and I'll make it so that I can fit it on the small mill, the large mill, and the horizontal borer. And in order to do that, I had to take into account that all three of them, although they all have the same slots as far as size, stud size is concerned, I needed to make, each one of them has a center distance between those slots that are differing. So I'll show you the pallet and the starting of what I'm doing and what I'm considering on that. I haven't designed everything. I'm not the sort of person that does a complete bluing and layout and all that. I've laid out what I need as far as drilling the holes to allow for all of these different slot widths. However, beyond that, I've still got to decide whether I'm going to do a matrix of threads, whether they'll be M10s or M12s, which are my standard bolts around, or whether I'll do key slots, T-slots I should say. So I'm still working on that one. So I'll show you the pallet now. I'll just swing around here a bit. We might lower it down a bit so you can see. Bear with me. And we might zoom that in a bit. So what I've done here, this hole here I'm going to make a pointer for the center. And these holes work out, I'm going to make them slots. And I'm going to make them slots so that I can use either a regular stud or these T-slot nuts. And so they'll be able to work here and here and here and here. That will allow me, even though all of these slots are, well, the two mills of the slots are in this area here, the HBM, the slots are out here. So what I'm going to do, and if I took a situation where I could move this pallet across one slot hole, then I'm allowing to be able to pick up those slots in these outer periphery as well. So what I'm hoping to do is with this one plate, I'll be able to pick up all the slots, and all the slots one step in either direction. And at the same time, I've also allowed to be able to bolt them down. So these will be countersunk in here, slots countersunk in there. Here I want to do a center. And what I'll be doing is I'll be making probably two pins here and here that will allow this to be able to drop in and lined up on there on the slot, so that it'll be a no-brainer as getting this centered or at least lined up. And even if, because each one of these slots in the different things are slightly differ in width, so I'll go with the smallest slot, a pin for the smallest slot, which will be a removable pin, and if it goes into the larger slot, then I'll just push the whole pallet across till it's hard up against the edge of the slip, and there'll be very little in that anyway. And then we'll be able to centre up from here, and anything that's on the pallet will be able to work from there, although we'll more than likely be centering. I would have liked to have this one larger, but anyway, this is large enough to cover the width of all three of the units. And as I said, what I haven't decided to do yet is whether to do a matrix of holes and tapped holes all the way through, or whether to cut grooves for the T nuts, and whether to cut a whole stack of grooves all the way through for these T nuts. So that's something that I'm concentrating on. Probably a little later on. We'll swing around here and show you. So the pallet in this case will be the same width as the HBM mill table, but it'll be longer. So this pallet, this can be turned through 360 degrees, so that'll give me a little bit extra in the usage of this of the HBM table. And the small mill, swing that around here, and the small mill is so here once again this will be able to fit into the slots on that small mill. So all in all, I'm hoping to have a catch-all for all of these mills. So that's it. So you all have a good weekend. I'm going to work on this today, a little bit more tonight. What is it now? 7 o'clock. My football team won their football game today, so there's nothing to be concerned about there. And my wife's football team is going to be playing tomorrow, so she's got a bit of concern. Apart from that, got a bit of scotch here to see me through the evening, just a wee dram, just a small dram to give a bit of taste for the evening. And tomorrow will probably be bookwork. So I'll be back and I'll show you more progress in the future. Have a great weekend. Don't forget Stan's bash, most important.